Everyone. Welcome everyone to Fill Your Cup in 5. Looking forward to our conversation today. I am Bertha Robinson with Star One Professional Services. And as usual, my partner, not in crime, but partner in filling our cup is Linda Mitchell.
Yes, good morning, Bertha. Linda Mitchell with Linda Mitchell Coaching and Healing. Excited to be here today to talk
Yeah.
about something that I think we all slip into from time to time, and that is self-sabotage. So today's topic is how to stymie that self-sabotage, right?
Yes.
I think there's a lot of different ways to go about it, but if we look at it sort of like from a bird's eye view, it feels like what really needs to happen is for us to tune into what our thoughts are, what our mindset is, and what kind of emotional response we're having when things, seem to be crumbling and we have an opportunity to either kind of get centered on solutions or kind of get run down that rabbit hole of ho hum or OMG or wow, this is difficult, right?
I agree. I think that, critical piece, and you mentioned, our attitude. If you have the right attitude, that immediately, if we connect to that attitude, the right attitude, immediately that can just change everything in terms of how we react. We've talked about being proactive and reactive in the past. If we take that moment to just think and be reflective and not fall prey to the negative self-talk and say, well, this is the way it's always been, and follow all those different old patterns, then we'll see some change. But because, sabotage, self-sabotage, we do it all the time. We say, well, my mother did it, or this is the way I've always done it, or, it's really all those early conditioning patterns that we've accepted. If we reject that and start anew, even if we have to take a few breaths, we will be more successful.
Yeah, it's so true. And I think the key is it's almost like you have to be a little bit defiant, right? Like, I am not going to fall prey to this old stuff. I am going to stay centered on my solutions, my goals, what it is that I want for myself, and kind of just take a step back, right? It's just reevaluating things, not letting yourself go down that negativity trail. And one of the better ways, I think, to do that is to remind yourself of all of the successes you've had to date, which keeps us from getting down that path of,
Yes.
trusting yourself or not believing you can do it, or, just taking the
I
old.
agree. I agree. And I love how you said, being a little bit defiant. And sometimes we really have to push ourselves because the self-sabotage and the negative self-talk can become so routine that becomes almost the norm, even though it's not normal to do. We've accepted it. So to push ourselves and to remind ourselves of the successes, the wins, the things that we have done in the past helps. And if you surround yourself, if you have a vision board or you have a picture or something of yourself where you see that, you can reflect to that. I use simple index cards and I have my affirmations, and reading those centers me again to say, I can do this, I'm empowered. And I think one thing, if I can take away from the news that I think was good, if I can include this, is I love how Senator Booker said to Judge Ketanji Jackson Brown, you are empowered, you can do this. And I felt empowered by that. So I think that if we have, whether it's sayings or pictures that remind us of what we've done in the past, because we've all had wins, reflect on that, that can help us to win again.
I love, that's a great strategy if we do nothing else, right? And P.S. I saw that speech was so emotional and so powerful. It was amazing. Yeah. But you're right. If we look at the wins that we've had, that reminds us, hey, you know what? I can do this. And we stay centered on what matters to us. I too have my affirmations and what I call my empowering beliefs, right? Which is the flip side of those things that can trip you up. And if we have those on hand on the moments where we're beginning to sabotage ourselves or go down a negative path, that's really, really helpful.
Yes. And if I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just remembering what he said is you are worthy. Those were his words. So you too, you and I are very worthy. So consider yourself worthy and empowered. Thank you for that word, Linda.
That's and we wish that for all of our viewers and listeners. You are empowered. You are amazing. You are a miracle. You got this,
Yeah,
right?
you got
Yeah.
this.
Until next
Until
time.
next time.
Good to see you.